No, I don't like to do that.
Welcome to Dirty Tea Podcast. This is your girl V Savage in the building. And today, guest hosting, as always, Mr. Goodwin.
Yo.
And we have a special guest today, book author Dennis Thomas.
How y'all doing?
Thank you so much for coming in. I am
Definitely.
so excited to talk about this book. Now, as our listeners know, we typically talk about a lot of relationship and sex aspects, but today we're digging a little bit deeper and we're going to listen.
Sex is still going to be in the topic. That's, because some of you bitches out there is selfish.
What are you
Especially whoever did my boy Dennis wrong in that book.
We gonna get to that. So I definitely want to just take the time to understand this man's story because it is
Facts.
crazy.
Facts.
I couldn't believe my ears.
And when you're done listening to this story, please go out and get this book.
Where can they find this book, Dennis?
They can find it on Amazon.
Amazon? Okay.
Yes.
And the name of it and why you wrote it.
Matters of the Heart. And why I wrote it is to help people in my community understand what it is to really survive.
What's
in
your
this
community?
world.
Where you from?
I'm from the Hartford community, Connecticut based, born and raised.
Hartford gang.
Gang,
in the
gang.
building.
Yeah, we always love supporting our local.
Word.
We've had, artists and whatnot. Now we have quite a few book authors coming on.
Yeah, we do.
But
We
you're
do.
the first one, so this is exciting for us to have a little change.
Oh, it's amazing, That's what I like to do. I'm a man of impact. Change comes from what you do within to show, A lot of people in this world talk a good game. But I'm action, and I'm a proven fact of what it is.
Absolutely.
Hard work.
100%.
After reading your book, real shit.
No qualms over here.
Real shit. Absolutely.
That's
you can't ever deny your character and the person you are after reading your book. If nobody knows this man, when you read this book, it's yo, this is a good individual, man. Yeah, so let's talk about the book, D. Let's just get into it, man.
Let's get into it.
Yeah.
It all started. I was coaching basketball, and it was a weekend of the Jamaican parade in 2009.
And how old were you at this time?
I was 30 years old.
Okay,
Wow.
all right. That's young, though.
30 years old, not abused by drugs or alcohol, none of that. Had a good time, normal, hard-working man. I was coaching a basketball game on a Friday. Saturday, I was feeling flu-like symptoms, a little lackadaisical, lack of energy. Sunday came, I was eating Sunday dinner with my family, and my mom said, something doesn't look right about you. I said, I'm just feeling tired. Maybe it was 100 degrees that weekend.
Yeah, mothers always know. They always do.
And I listened. And,
Word.
And I listened to my mother.
Yeah.
At that time, I was a preschool teacher. It was 11 to 12 years strong. I was a preschool teacher. And that morning of August 2009, Monday morning, I called my doctor. I got in at lunchtime. So I went through part of the day at lunchtime, went to the doctor. My doctor assessed me, thought I had a blood clot in my lung.
Damn.
He told me to drive to Hartford Hospital to get a CAT scan done. Call my job and won't be in. Got to have some tests done. I can understand that. Went through emergency room.
All this in one day.
All this in one day.
Damn.
Went to work at 8 o'clock in the morning. 12 o'clock, I go to the doctor. By 1 o'clock, I'm in the emergency room with paperwork, referral from my doctor to get a CAT scan and other tests done.
Damn.
Now I'm calling my family. They're getting concerned. Why is he still at the doctor? You know? Test 10 o'clock at night. My family's with me. And it said, Dennis, there's something wrong with your heart. We got to run more tests. I said, I can understand that. They're going to admit me in the hospital. Okay, I'm on a regular observation floor. Tuesday morning, during this time, I couldn't eat or drink anything because of the test. This time, I woke up that morning, about 8 o'clock, had the test. They had to sedate me. When I woke up from the test, my life changed. I woke up from the anesthesia. I was hooked to oxygen. I was hooked to machines. And there was a glass door. And I'm like, where in the world am I at? Where the fuck am I at?
So after they put you to sleep, you
Right.
woke up in ICU.
So what ended up happening is the test results defined that my heart was in heart failure.
Right.
It was
you
shutting down.
So you basically was just a walking time bomb. Just
Literally, I went from the test to where I was ICU. They had to take me from the test. No other floor, straight to ICU.
Now, on that note, you wrote, after waking up, I found myself hooked up to IVs and oxygen pumps. To my surprise, I was in the intensive care unit. How did that feel waking up the day you just had? You're waking up in ICU. Like, what was going through your head at that point?
what dreams you had?
What happened? What did I do to somebody to receive this crazy news?
But how did you feel like
Before you even got the
before
news.
you even got before you like get put under anesthesias? Like what was going through your head? Like I remember when I had surgery, I had major hand surgery on my hand, and I was like 16. And before they put me under, like I wasn't concerned or anything of that nature.
Right.
just
I was
like,
I had a careless mindset.
right. That's how
just
I
thought,
felt. Right.
okay,
Right.
I'm sick or I got indigestion, they're gonna give me a couple of pills, I'm out of here.
Right.
But that's not what happened.
So and then you woke up in ICU. What? So yeah. So like V Savage said, like when you woke up, like what was your first thought?
Let me get out of here.
Word.
Let me get out of here.
That's how my dad is like. Fuck this hospital.
Keep it real. Because before that situation, I never had to. I had surgeries here and there, little medical procedures, but never a life-changing experience like this.
Damn.
Wow.
Like life changing. Like what changed in that moment. Like what made
It
you?
was like, you know how you have a job interview and you got to fill out that application to tell them how you are to get that job.
Right.
Now this was like filling out an application to
And
have
them
another
turning.
lease on life.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's one of the things you were talking about that really spoke to me, where it was like, you said the same thing. I felt like I was being interviewed and the application for a heart was the interviewer. And then you said, do you want a heart with a leaky valve, a heart with hepatitis A or B, HIV, question mark? Do you want to wait for the perfect heart? Can you wait? Will you survive the wait? Like,
So what happens when you're waiting for a transplant? It's called the workup.
okay.
The workup is now they testing your blood. They're doing all these tests on your body. And what happened is a surgeon, which God blessed me with at the time, I didn't know how big this guy was. He came in my room with a pamphlet, an application seriously for a heart. And what you just said verbatim is what was on this application.
Really?
Because hearts are not distinguished by male or female. It's about your body type, your
Right,
blood work,
Right.
and what
right.
goes on.
Right.
And some people,
Size of the heart, all that.
they don't want to be in the hospital long. If they got a chance to get a heart, but the heart is, people don't know, is like the lottery. Everybody plays the lottery every day, but you don't know who's going to hit the jackpot.
Right.
These hearts are not on the shelf. This is not Amazon. This ain't
Right.
Walmart. It's a very strategic plan that has to be set for you to get a heart.
Right.
There's people outside of the world that are blessed to be outside and still live their life and wait for a heart. My situation was life or death. No doubt about it.
But what's fucked up? I don't mean to cut you off, but what's fucked up about it also, and that's the question I want to ask is like you said, like you're alive, and it's like life or death because you need one like ASAP. But in order for you to get one, someone got to pass away.
Right. And that's the biggest thing, you know. I want to also let people know that before this, I was never a donor. And this changed my life. Now
I ain't gonna hold you. Now that you said that, like V Savage is the donor, right?
Yeah, I've
and I used to
always said.
always talk to her like, man, I ain't donating shit. Like, but after reading your book, literally after reading your book, I was like, yo, you know what? Like, I think I might end up really contemplating and doing that, yo, because on some real shit, like a child might need my heart, and I might get that kid another 60 years, and he might go
Exactly.
fucking pro and change his whole family life. You know what I'm
Exactly.
saying? Like, I'm not a selfish individual, so I feel like, fuck it, I ain't gonna need this shit no more anyways. You know what I'm saying? So,
Did you get a chance to find out who donated
you
the
know,
heart?
I'm glad you guys asked me that question. Still to this day, I used to, so you know how you have support groups for alcohol, drugs?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I had a support group that I used to be with for a year. And there was a gentleman that came to visit me while I was waiting for a transplant. And we had a group meeting one night. And he said, I've been reaching out to my donor family for 10 years. And he got a letter saying, I don't give a fuck. I can't take that.
hold on,
You
time
know?
out. What?
A gentleman that used to support me while I was waiting for a transplant. We were in a transplant meeting. And he said he reached out to his donor family for 10 years. And he got a response back, we don't give a fuck. For me, I can't do that.
Because he wanted to thank them?
Because he
Or
wanted to
just
thank
like,
humbly
connect
because
with
of what
them?
happened. It helped
Right,
him.
right. Because their
His
family
life,
member-
he
right.
got married, he got
And they
children
said,
now,
I don't give a fuck.
and they don't give a fuck.
Wow.
So
Damn.
right now, for me, I can't do that. But that's why I do what I do every day. I tell my story to people to make a change in my community every single day. I don't care if it's old, new, young.
Right.
I ain't gonna hold you.
That's
like,
crazy.
After reading, I honestly recommend people to honestly get your book because it'll change a lot of people's input on how they take care of themselves and
Right.
also being donors, yo. Because I thought about that, like, damn, like how like as a parent, like, you know what I'm saying, like, nigga, I'll off myself if any of my babies needed my heart. Like, I'll
Right.
figure it out, like, you know what I'm saying,
Yeah.
like, but like that's. Yo, what? To meet someone? Yo? Like, I never knew that. Like, all the years we've known each other. Like, when you made the book, I was like, when you told me about the book,
Right.
Bros Doe, I was like, yo, you got a heart transplant? Like, the fuck?
Like a lot of people think, oh, this dude had open heart surgery. No,
No, you had a heart transplant.
I got somebody else's heart
in your body.
in my body.
Like, you know what I'm saying? So when you said that, I was like, what? Like, you know, you meet people who had open heart surgery. Nah. Heart transplants is
It's
your
totally
body,
different
your
monster.
heart being taken out of your
Yeah.
body,
And replaced.
and you're still breathing and replaced in a certain amount of time, like for you to survive. Like, that's crazy.
Yeah.
And remember, it's God's will because everybody's heart doesn't take.
Right.
Exactly.
Right. Some bodies reject them.
Right.
Right. And that's
And-
something you
and-
talked about in your book.
Right. I had roller coaster rides. And what's a blessing is now imagine the flip side of this. You in the hospital waiting for a heart. And I used to take care of my grandmother. My grandmother died the week before I got my heart. Now, and she was in hospice, and my family didn't know if I was strong enough to take the news. They hid it for me for 2 weeks.
Oh, shit.
Yeah.
So imagine, I'm going through a life-changing situation, and
And you
a
lived with
monarch-
your grandmother basically raised you at one
Right.
point, right?
right,
That's so
and I
fucked
took
up.
care of her because she had cancer.
Damn.
And
Oh,
imagine, she was blessed. She was in a nursing home at the time of me having a transplant, and God is good. She was able to see me several times before her passing, and it's amazing how things work out. You know, there is truly a God, because I remember the day I got the phone call was the day before she was buried. because I couldn't go to the funeral. My family was going to have a memorial service for me at the
Oh,
chapel.
so they told